hopefully for a two-nighter this time. I'm back out to the Peak District, and I'm just looking ahead at a very low bridge. 10 foot 3.1 meters. That is low. Just parked up in Glossop, one part of Glossop. I'll do a circular route and end up back at Glossop. Bit of a complicated tour, but hopefully all will be well with the weather. I'm sure Glossop could look better in the summertime, but just right now I think it looks quite pretty. There's a Merry Christmas tree in the little square here, and it's all looking very tidy, but I'm sure better in the summertime. And what's good is I don't see any closed vacant shop units, and that's a credit to the town. That's good, that's good. I'm basically cutting through from where I parked up to sort of the south side of Glossop, ready to take the trail up the hill. Might see if I can find a pint in the meantime. It's just before midday, so might have an opportunity, we'll see. Well, how about that? I've just had a very nice short delivery from a very nice man in a very nice car, a Jaguar XK metallic blue, reasonably new. I saw him just as I was leaving, leaving Glossop, and I spotted the car. Thought, yeah, nice car. And then a little further along, he pulled into a lay-by. I don't know what he had done. Wanted to check some luggage, I think. Oh, don't know, didn't say. It was only there momentarily ahead. So as I walk up, I just said to him, oh, nice car. We got talking, and he super nice offered a lift just a mile or so in the end, mile and a half maybe, to the corner just there. So waved him away. Then I realised I've left my poles in his boot, my walking poles, but not ideal, but it's not as if I need them. It's not one of those critical things. It would have been ideal if I'd have had them, but never mind. By the time he'd gone, they were gone with him. He's local, but who knows where. Fine, let's move on. It's dry at the moment. Bit of rain in the air but it's dry at the moment, and that is good. I have got a lot of weight on my back. 2 nights of half reasonable food. I could have gone lightweight with that. I'm sure I'm going to get lots of comments about why are you carrying that much, blah blah blah. I don't know. just because really. I'm in no rush. What a great view back over Glossop. The car's very winter looking, very winter, very bleak. Visibility's okay. Can't stand here enjoying the view all the time. I've got a mountain to climb. Let's go on. It's blustery here, really windy. I'm on the way up from the Glossop along this path, and then Harry Hut, the trig point. And Harry Hut is just a kilometre, maybe a bit more, just in that direction behind me. And along here, this ridge, warm stones, W-O-R-M, warm stones. I've never been up this way before. I'm familiar with the high ground over there towards Kinder and around Bleaklow. I've not been there for a long time, but I'm familiar with that. But I've never come up from this way before. It's a lovely route with some great views back over Glossop, and the route I'll come back down tomorrow, which very misty there, but I think I can discern what that route will be visually here. But hopefully 2 nights, as long as I stick with it, 2 nights out, 1 here, 1 there, and back around in due course. I better get on. Whoa, whoosh. Gonna lose my hat if I'm not careful. This is Harry Hut trig point. Harry Hut trig point. Who Harry is, I don't know, haven't done the research. But there is a hut. I did part, there it is, in fact there, maybe just see it in the distance over there. There is a hut there, so whether that's Harry's hut and this is his personal trig point, I don't know. It's rather nice to have a trig point named after you. Oh, well, it is staying dry, just about, but it's damn windy. I've got the option of hunkering down here somewhere, that's okay, or go on to the high ground that I'm planning to go to. I can now see, because it's just cleared, the high ground of Kinder Scout, the Glossop corner, the northwest edge corner. Can't quite work out where Kinder Downfall will be. It's very misty, but it'll be there somewhere. Where I was for an earlier trip. I don't know if you've seen that video. Well worth a watch. I did a complete loop, took 2 nights around that and camped right on that corner just there, overlooking this way. Right, I'll have some water and then have to decide whether I'm going to go on. Think about times and weather. Probably will. I got time. Think I got time. So well, what I feared has actually happened. The weather has come in again, even more windy and very wet, although that's eased just for a moment. Got full wets, waterproofs on, but now I'm on a path, a paved path. Not that I like it that much, but it makes it oh so much easier to walk on. I don't even know if you can hear me. I'm halfway between Harry Hut trig point and Mill Hill, the peak of Mill Hill. About a kilometre to go to Mill Hill, so I'm going to crack on and do that last bit. I've got a couple of hours of light left, so I've got loads of time. It's just not overly pleasant. I could do with being in my tent very soon. Let's crack on. Well, whether I'm observant or not, I've just seen in one of the flagstones a wonderful fossil. At least I think it's a fossil. It looks like a whale's tooth on its side, or maybe a piece of tree fossilised or something. But it's in the slab. It's completely in the slab. So there's no way it could be like something extra or added. Sometimes you see the extra spikes or cutting something in to these flagstones, but that was completely set in. Absolutely amazing. No idea what it is. However, it's nice to spot the extras while you're out. I must be really near to the summit of Mill Hill. I don't know if there's anything to mark it. There's no trig point as a marker, so I don't know what's there. It might be just nothing. We shall see. I've never been here before. Seen it from a distance several times, but never been here before. Oh, it's grizzly out. Grizzly. Oh right, this looks as if it must be the summit of this area here. There is a marker stone and a cairn as well, and some boulders, a bit of scree. So I am here, and I'm pleased I pushed on. The weather is grim, but at least I can actually see this corner of Kinder. So maybe it'll clear a little bit more later or in the morning, who knows. So we are here, marker stone. That's a marker stone, a direction marker stone for the Pennine Way, which I know comes over here. So it comes up from this way and then heads off down there, indicated by the arrows engraved, deeply engraved into the stone. It's an old stone. I think some of the engraving is newer, the arrows are deeper. Right, I've got about an hour of light left or so. There'll be some twilight light, so I need to scout around a bit to find the right sort of place to pitch. I will be heading off down in that direction in the morning, so it kind of makes sense to go that way. Manchester is over there somewhere, so I don't think I'm going to get much of a use, certainly not with the mist anyway. But I think the ground is too rounded here, so I'm not going to get much of a use. I think I'm going to go that way just 100 metres or so, just to see if there is any potential viewpoint. Otherwise I will stay towards the summit here on Mill Hill. I'm in, set up right on the slightly higher ground just off the main path. Can't get any further away than that without being gone. I can see the route that I'm going to follow tomorrow. Clear sky, back over Glossop, but I can't see Glossop, unfortunately. I'm not going to get any twinkly lights here, but never mind. All is good. Oh, well, that was a fairly arduous trek, really. Not very far, but fairly heavy load. And the weather conditions aren't great, but it's December. What else do you expect in December time? It's fine. Well, that, hidden in the murk, is the northwestern corner of Kinder, and in fact, there we are. It's just exposing itself, so to speak, and that's the route up, that scrambly route up that I took up from William Clough. Can't see Kinder Scout, but it'll just be in the dip over there. Oh, beautiful. That's the way down tomorrow for me, and that's my tent in the foreground. And Glossop, just a far bit of Glossop can be seen over there. Bit of a guided tour around the local scenery. I'm going to dive back into my tent and get the hot chocolate on. Right, it's a load warmer inside, just out the wind, but I can't see Glossop from here, unfortunately. That's a better look at the northwestern corner of Kinder Scout. It's a dominant bit of rock, isn't it? Oh, temperature's dropping. At least I got my hot chocolate. Yum. My goodness. Well, it's still windy woo outside. I'm completely battened down. All flaps shut. Well, a little bit of ventage, that's all. Warm enough, dry, so good to go really. I'm going to get on with my meal. Bit of a feast again. It's just after 6:30, so I'm going to crack on with getting a bit of food prep going. I've got hours and hours to be in my tent, so I might as well at least do something and make more of a meal than just a quick rehydration job. So I've got a cheese sauce from a packet to make up. A bit of a faff really, to be honest. Sometimes they don't even work when I'm out in the fells, but cheesy sauce. Needs some milk, water and a bit of milk. Well, I'm not carrying milk up, so I've got some milk powder. It's not ideal. I've got to get the consistency about right, otherwise, well, I'll just eat the bloody thing. So I've got some bacon to chop up. I'll eat the whole packet because I'm hungry. Yep, with the veg and the sweet corn, tagliatelle. And if you're a regular follower to my channel, you will not be surprised that I've got some more custard. So hashtag Warren's custard and some apple pies instead of the Christmassy mince pies that I've been eating recently. Well, it's not an easy thing to cook up a meal in a tent, especially on the inside. But I'm going to give it a go, do my usual thing. I'll start off with the bacon, get that going. I've got hours to use up this evening. there's only so much YouTube lying in a tent you can look at, really. So bacon chopping next. Well, how about that? I've got oak smoked bacon, dry cured, fairly lean. I quite like it lean, so I think I'm going to tuck into this rather nicely. You might be thinking that this raw meat isn't a good thing to do perhaps out and about. I've got one glove on that I'm handling it a bit more intensely, and I'll sanitize my knife and the cutting board. I've got the old alcohol wipes, so I'll give it a good cleaning up before I do anything else. I'll do that next. Good, that is the last bit done. Right, well, I got my tagliatelle on first. I've decided that I can just get that on the boil, bring them up to temperature, leave them for a couple of minutes, and then put them to one side while I get on with the other bits. Bacon's looking good. A few more minutes on that, and I will then concentrate on the sauce, I think, next. That's the tricky bit. So next I'm on the old cheese sauce. I put the packet of cheese sauce in as well as my milk powder. It's the same sort of quantities I've used before. One of the tricks is really getting this a creamy, smooth blend cold first of all. I have made an absolute pig's ear of this in the past, but I got time, I'm not in a rush. I'm going to make sure this is a nice blend first of all before I put any more water in. One of the good things about my Trangia, only one burner of course, but I've got a pot for the tagliatelle, I've got my frying pan for the bacon, and I've got a pot for this. The only challenge is, of course, I need a pot for the veg. I'm just going to add another little bit to begin the heat, and then I'll add more as I need. It's easy to try and get carried away with heating this up, but it's best brought up to heat really slowly. Right, veg is on next. That's one hell of a load of mixed veg, but I am hungry. It'll be my main meal. Need to keep me warm tonight, and the tagliatelle and the cheese sauce is just sitting over there. It'll have to be patient with itself over there for a bit. Keep juggling things around every few moments. I got the bacon hot and cooked, just giving it a final double check. This cheese sauce has worked out really well with the tagliatelle. That is just right. It's a mega feast though. I don't know about a mini feast, as I said earlier on. Well, here goes. This is the bacon going in. Going to go for the kind of layered approach because I can't present it any other way. And you will see that I've not really got any space for the veg. Doesn't look the most presentable meal, does it? But it is steamy hot, and I am hungry, and there is some cheese sauce in there, and if I dig and dive a little bit, I will get out a meal in some fashion. Right, what's this going to be like? Oh, actually very good. Oh, stretch my leg out. Yeah. Actually, if you blend the bits together enough before shoveling, you get all the flavours. Yeah, it's good. Good and hot. Not very spicy, not my spiciest of meals I've done. Well, tagliatelle is buried in there with the cheese sauce.
cheese sauce is okay. I'm going to very carefully, not too quickly, eat my rather substantial meal. So I'll catch you later.
Good morning. It's just before 8 o'clock. I was sort of planning on being away by about 8:30, but lazy this morning, really lazy. The visibility an hour and a half ago, just as the twilight was coming up, was negligible. 100 meters best. Couldn't see really. I could just about see the path below my tent here, but that was pretty well lit. But now I can see the Pennine Way big path walk going away, and I can see the next ridge just about, so that's fair enough. I really ought to get a shifty on, so I'm going to get, while I'm snuggled up still in my sleeping bag, I will get my coffee on and porridge to get that going, and then I can, while that's on, I can fiddle around packing my gear together. It's a bit of a mess, really. And just to tease me, as I'm looking at my tent, there's actually spots of sunshine on Bleaklow and high shelf stones, just on the far side over there. So I think that's a hint for me to get my arse in gear and actually get out of my tent. I'm mostly getting there. Coffee's made. And the porridge is, well, waiting to cool down a bit for me to eat, so all is good. Another good feature of the Sulu, there's lots of good features, but another good feature is the fact that I can sit there having my my porridge and have my window open, my little view window, and look out over the hills. I'm sure lots of other tents do the same, but I do rather like this. I can sit up, open my vent window and just peer out in full protection of the wind, from the wind, in the tent. It's good. Cheeky but nice. And even in the last couple of moments the sky's cleared even more. Manchester's gleaming with sunshine. It can be a bit grim in the morning sometimes, packing up your tent, but when the sun comes out and says good morning to you, makes it all much better. The sun has just peaked out, it's gone now, peaked out above Kinder Scout, and shining right across the valley there. Glorious. I'm 5 minutes away from finishing packing up here. I'll be on my way in yonder direction, following the Pennine Trail. Not very far, of course, but a bit. Rightio, with Kinder behind me, all packed up on my little shelf of ground here. Falling in a hole, leaving no trace apart from a little bit of flag ground, but not even that really. And off we go in this direction over to Bleaklow, towards Bleaklow and high shelf stones. This is brilliant. It's hard to account for actually how lovely this is. It is great to be out. Better crack on though. Yeah, it's great to be out. I'd like to give a shout out for Brian of his channel Northeast Wild Camper. I don't think he's been terribly well recently. He's a great chap. I never met him, but I follow his channel, subscribe to his channel, and I know he supports mine too. He does a lot of local and distant trips in the further north of England, out from Newcastle and across to Carlisle area, north-south of that. So shout out to Brian of Northeast Wild Camper. Take a look at his channel. He does a lot of gear reviews as well. one of his catchphrases is, we all have them, don't we? One of his catchphrases is, you know it makes sense. And he, you know it makes sense. And it's so true, Brian, so true. It absolutely makes sense to be out here enjoying the great outdoors. So Brian, best wishes for 2023 and see you in the distance sometime. Well, I'm just coming up to just over there, half a kilometre or so, the snake path, the route. On my right, on the right here, there's featherbed moss, featherbed top. It's a rounded top, 4 metres I think. I was inclined to see if I could get to it, but featherbed does mean that it's soft and spongy with all this knobbly ground. Oh, I did it. Featherbed top. It was just grassy, easy ground, wet. Here we are, here's the really big Christmas tree. How odd to see it on the top of a peak like this. So how come that cute little Christmas tree is there? Pine tree, shouldn't call it a Christmas tree, pine tree. Why is it there? There's actually a couple of others around as well, just dotted around. I suppose birds drop seeds and whatever. They haven't been planted naturally. Oh, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm going to rejoin the Pennine Way, that paved route to cross over and on up to Bleaklow, towards Bleaklow. I'm just on my way back cross country back to the Pennine Way, the main route, and I just come across like a specially provided sort of pool, perhaps for birds. Somebody's cut a square pool, and there's a stone, a slab. It's not from around here, someone brought it in. A big slab of stone, a white marker, and on top of the slab of stone, there's a green tray that's stapled down, and it's got like written in it, or bird feed, I suppose, maybe. If you have any clues, please do let me know in the comments. Right, back on the main path. So, there's loads and loads of vehicles parked up on the top here of